If I was president for a day, all men with tattoos specifically are mandated to have one of those 70s mustaches. Trying to help everyone out here, okay? I go to this gym. There's one man. Damn. Anyways, how are we doing? Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I have been DM'd many a times about this craziness, and I was like, oh my God, I have to talk about it on the channel. So grab some tea, grab a snack, because I have to talk to you about a very unique scam going on. Apparently, is way more freaking than what I thought, but I wanted to highlight a very specific example that is popping off on social media right now that I just think is like, it's nuts. We talk about scams all the time, right? We talk about just sketchy things on the internet, but I don't think we've highlighted a lot of businesses getting scammed. Now, we've covered lash tax and the very controversial topic about the rise and fall of the industry. However, there are people, I think, in this industry who have also been taken advantage of as lash techs. And this is a really interesting example that we're going to be covering today. So before we hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below so you'll be notified of all my videos, my Instagram, TikTok, second channel, podcast, literally everything else. If you guys want to hang out with me more, is down in the description below. And now without further ado, let's get into it. But real quickly though, we do need to take a moment to thank today's sponsor. Well, hi everyone. We are currently sitting here in my bathroom, and I thought that would be the perfect time to introduce you guys to today's sponsor. Fun fact about me, I am on a gym journey right now. So what does that mean? I am sweating all the time. I don't want to stink whatsoever. I know you don't want to. I don't want to. Consider your problem solved. I need to tell you all about Lumi. So Lumi was invented by an OBGYN named Shannon, and Lumi is actually clinically proven to block body odor all day and continue controlling BO for 72 hours. First things first, we have to talk about this acidified body wash. This is the lavender sage. This is my go-to after gym body wash. Next up, I have to talk about the whole body deodorant. I have actually used Lumi deodorant back in 2020. Okay, so I have been around with this stuff. My personal favorite is this Peony Rose, and this is in their invisible cream. You're not going to be able to see it on you. And I'm going to let you know something, okay? I sweat underneath my boobs bad. This goes underneath the boobs, and I'm telling you, it's so nice. A whole body deodorant invisible cream in minted cucumber, and it's a mini, which is great because this goes in the gym bag. And last but certainly not least, acidified deodorant wipes. pH optimized wipes, an amazing combination for the gym. And some other really fun facts about Lumi is they're skin safe, baking soda free, they're cruelty free and vegan, and it stops odor before it even starts. And if you guys are interested in trying any of these products or a variety of them, Lumi actually is offering holiday bundles right now. These bundles are up to 40% off, which is amazing for new or returning customers. For all of my viewers right now, use the code ILANTER to get $5 off of your order and free shipping with a purchase of $30 or more. Thank you so much to Lumi for having amazing products that go in my gym bag and help me throughout my day. And now let's get into today's video. All right, guys, let's start off this entire video. So I had a few people send me this content creator by the name of Lashes to Lavish. So this is a licensed esthetician, and she is a lash tech. She had some content that popped off because she was exposing the fact that she had a lot of weird things happening with a very specific client that was allegedly scamming her. So we're going to go through and kind of react to that today. I'm so excited. I've heard this is so good, but it's definitely bringing up a very good conversation about companies getting scammed and how businesses and just small businesses in general can absolutely get scammed.
Okay, this is part one of the client from hell. She has been stalking me, bad-mouthing my business, leaving fake reviews on my profiles. She's been telling other clients of mine to not come to me. She's been stalking my social media accounts. And yeah. Back in March, I had gotten a DM from her saying that she wanted me to do a fill for her, and I told her, like, yeah, sure. I had an opening tomorrow, so she takes that opening. She comes in, she is late, and then also we had already confirmed the day before that she had lashes on for a fill. She comes in with 2 eyelashes. So I tell her, like, okay, I can do as much as I can to get full coverage because I know you really want your lashes done, but you're gonna have to come in sooner, which makes sense. So as I'm starting her lash fill, I go to wash her lashes and she tells me, no, don't wash them. Her lashes were covered in mascara, makeup, everything. And from then I knew we were gonna have like real issues. Come back with part 2 because I forgot to put this at 10 minutes. So.
One thing I want to just say is, for those of you who don't know, when it comes to getting lash extensions, lash estheticians will clean your lashes. It's to get any like makeup, oils, whatever. It's also really beneficial because from what I'm aware, and again, lash techs, pop down the comment section, but a lot of people will need to have their lashes cleaned because it's going to help make sure that the adhesive kind of locks in. You know how whenever you do like your nails and you need to put some nail polish remover to kind of dry out the nails so that way you can file and then put your products on, it kind of adds to the grip. Whereas if you have oils and like the natural oils from your hands, polish and things like that are just not going to last as long or allow the product to like grip. That's kind of another reason why. So it is really a big red flag in my opinion if a client is saying like no to that. But again, I know I'm really glad that people are respecting clients' wishes. Another thing I want to say is I do think that this is going to be an example of a small business owner being very, very kind and just like, oh, it's okay, it happens, you know, just kind of like letting it go. But I want to just give a big reminder that you have every right. If you start having a gut feeling, I'm a full believer of listening to that gut feeling. I don't care if it sounds weird. I don't care if it sounds sketchy. I don't care if it's like, it's just a random, it's okay. If you literally have a gut feeling of something doesn't feel right, you can follow it, because I do feel like if more people trusted their gut feeling, it might protect them more. I've learned that the hard way. And I'm just saying that because I do 100% believe small businesses need to be protecting themselves and knowing when to tell unreasonable customers and clients to stop.
This is part 2 of why I'm reporting my client to the state board. She's chatting this whole time. She's telling me she loves my product. She wants to come to me all the time. She loves my supplies. She loves my business, and just a lot of stuff that was weird for someone that didn't even follow me or know who I was until yesterday. Basically, she texted me a few days after that her lashes are not lasting her. They're almost all off, which for me never happens. I've been lashing for 6 years, but I'll take accountability, sure. So I get her in. That week I was so busy. I squeezed her in. She came back in, and I noticed that she had pulled off all of the extensions I put on. I even have a picture I can drop for you guys to see, but it was so weird. I know what that looks like. I've been doing this long enough. She yanked all of her lashes off. At this point, I'm telling her like, hey, like maybe the reason they're not lasting is because like you yanked them off. She's like, no, I don't know what it is, but they're just not lasting. So I'm like, okay, well, you again said that you needed a fill, but again, you need a full set, and you're doing the same thing that was in part 1. Long story short, I only ended up charging her $30 for a full set. You know.
Damn, that's a good deal. This business owner wants to make it work and is trying to make things good. And that's what I always get very proud of business owners who do stuff like that, because it's nice when it's like you're trying your best to make a good deal and have good customer and like business owner connections. So I really do applaud that. But again, don't mistake being very giving as something everyone is owed. Just remember this might be a new lesson on boundaries in this video.
A few days after, the same thing. They're not lasting me. So again, she comes back in, and I believe I charged her $40. Keep in mind, on these, I'm not charging her a squeeze-in fee either. This goes on about 4 or 5 times, and at this point, I'm asking her, like, hey, like, maybe you should start seeing, like, another lash artist. Like, maybe it's me, you know? And at this point, I've texted, like, all the clients in between her appointments, and I'm like, are you guys experiencing any issues? And they're like, no. My clients are all regulars. They come back every 2 weeks on the dot, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and their lashes are perfect. And then with this client, I kept running into issues where I voiced my opinion after like 4 or 5 times of being disrespected, of just her messing with my schedule. I would tell her like, hey, if you're booking fills and you need a full set, please communicate that, because what ends up happening is I end up going home like 45 minutes after I was supposed to, because you threw off my schedule and you know that you have 2 eyelashes on and they're throwing gang signs. Like, just communicate.
Yeah, that's completely valid in my opinion. I think it's beyond fair for a lash tech to pretty much say, hey, look, if something's up, let me know, but like communicate it so I can allocate enough time. I don't necessarily think it's fair if you are requesting an appointment for something and you're not upfront and honest of what you need. In my opinion, she had every right to cut off this person right now. This is the 3rd time this has happened. Honestly, I think that should have been enough. You know, I am all for hairstylist, lash techs, everything like that, to be like, hey, I'm noticing this is an unhealthy pattern. I think you should go somewhere else. Firing a client is okay. I don't side with the concept of the customer is always right. Absolutely not. But this is one of those times where it's like this business owner absolutely has to defend her business and her reputation, because my concern now is if this person is genuinely like shitty and difficult and trying to cause problems, if they want to post on social media, if they want to do something else that's going to cause like a damage to reputation is what I'm getting at. So that could be incredibly alarming. And I also am saying that because not everyone is comfortable combating that kind of stuff on social media and knows how to handle it when somebody is messy and spreading misinformation. So that's kind of another thing, is you have every right to cut it off so it doesn't get worse.
Once did this client pay full price for anything? And I was just getting very, very frustrated, because I was like, you are doing this on purpose almost. And I have a policy in place where I will fix your lashes if you message me within the first 3 days. She was waiting like...
That's by the way, phenomenal policy, I think. That's really nice of her to be like, hey, if anything happens, let me know. Like, this person is very adamant of, I want you to have a good experience. And I love that so much, but it breaks my heart because business owners like this, they get taken advantage of.
Okay, so this is part 3 about why I'm reporting my client to the state board. So my final straw was her last appointment, where at this point I would have to double check in with her to make sure that she had the correct amount of lashes for a fill, because on this day I was running back to back and I knew that she was going to test me. So she basically says the same thing over again, like, hey, just do as much as you can, it's okay. And then in there I clocked it. I was like, with all due respect, like, I want to take pride in my work and you are upset that they're not lasting you. Also, disclaimer, I don't give a shit if I'm doing makeup wrong. I really don't. And I just want to be able to have enough time to not rush so that your lashes can come out and last you. And again, her lashes just looked like they were being like yanked out. I'm gonna put a photo in one of the videos. So she tells me that the next appointment she'll book a full set because she knows she needs one, and that I'll just make them as full as possible. And lo and behold, 5 days go by. She sends me a message at 1 in the morning saying, hey, I'm coming in tomorrow. I need you to fix one of my eyes. First of all, hello, how are you? Sorry for bothering you so late. I don't get any of that. And then I was really busy in the morning, so I wasn't able to answer her. And I also didn't have any more openings. And I told her this would happen. So at this point, I'm just gonna ban her. Mind you, her last appointment, I also charged her. I think I gave her like half off because it was her birthday. And then that next day,
Okay, by the way, girl, if you do ever see this, you're not an idiot. You're a nice person. There's a difference. Whoever this asshole is, though, that's messing with you, is the f***ing idiot. This is taking advantage of your kindness. You gave too many chances, just in my opinion, but I think this is a really good learning lesson. I think the sheer fact that she is just completely disrespecting this business owner's time is just disgusting to me. I can't stand that. This is something that irritates me, is communicate. Scheduling is important, especially for people who are self-employed. For example, like this content creator who is trying to make her own schedule and make things work out for her. You need to be upfront and real and honest and have some fucking respect. Like, I hate when people are so ridiculous to service workers or just anyone who is, providing a service. Be nice. It doesn't cost anything to be a good human being.
Texted me like 5 times. I'm coming in. Hello. I just need you to fix one eye. It won't take you long. It will take you 10 minutes. I'm on my way. Over and over again, I was professional and I was like, I am not able to do it for you. At this point, like I said it 4 or 5 times, you're not understanding. So I stopped answering. 5 days go by and I don't hear anything from her. At this point, I'm like, okay, she went somewhere else. Tell me why. On the following Monday, I believe that was a Wednesday that happened, I get a notification from Google that someone left a 1-star review on my page. And the name, I don't recognize.
Okay, exactly my point. If you sniff out some bullshit from a customer, you have every right to cut that shit off. This person was trying very, very hard to communicate, so I don't even know why there'd be a need for a bad review. You were overstepping her boundaries, and now you're leaving a shit review. Also, another thing I want to point out for any small business owners, something that I have just learned in general, save everything, screenshot everything, document everything. It's so much easier if you have a little Google Drive folder of things that you're like, feels a little weird, I'll just save it for later. You'd rather have everything in one spot, because then if something, for example, pops up on social media, blows up and damages your reputation, 1, you have documentation of it. You can contact a lawyer and it's so much easier. And 2, you can defend yourself, because then if you don't, it's way harder. A really good example of somebody coming out with bullshit and someone else having to respond was the wedding dress scandal that I actually covered here on the channel, where it was that one business owner that designed a wedding dress and posted all over TikTok like, this woman stole the dress, and then come to find out that was not remotely the case whatsoever. And actually that bride was, in my opinion, scammed. But we wouldn't have known that if she didn't have enough evidence and wasn't able to speak out on it. And so I'm just saying, if you sniff out something sketchy, always document. Document, save everything, be super careful, just because I'm not saying everyone, but there's always going to be one asshole that wants to ruin it for everyone.
And if you are a service provider, you know the second that you get that review, your heart sinks. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out who could have left this review, who is this? But I knew in my heart, like, it was her. I made sure it was like nobody that I knew, and then basically I sent her a text message. You can like pause to read this. I'm just gonna stay here for a second.
So the text says, I hope you've been well. I recently saw a Google review put on my site. As a business owner, I would like to know where I went wrong with your services or where you feel like I could have done better. It really does hurt me as a business owner when a client leaves negative reviews without communication. Over the past few appointments, you have said how amazing the service is, how you wanted to purchase my supplies for your family. It seems to me because of my schedule, it looks like I couldn't make it work, and now you're upset. I understand your frustrations and I think it's something about like saying that she's fully booked for the month. Any appointments you have tried to book, I have squeezed you in without charging you a fee. Your last appointment was also given 50% off for your birthday. So I'm just very confused about your review. I have really tried to make you as happy as possible. Oh my God. Like, again, Oh, I'm so sorry. You were so generous with that. I think even if someone is being a shitty ass customer, it's either way really good for you to approach it in a way like that, because then you're showing that, hey, I am trying to fix it. I'm doing my best. So that way, if they keep losing their mind and posting a bunch of misinformation or causing your business harm, again, it's like clearly documented that you were doing everything under the sun to protect yourself.
She responded to this, called me, I don't answer, texted me, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean. Hello. At that point, I was like, okay, if this wasn't you, just have a good night. This is getting so long. So if you saw in part 3 when I had said to her, she basically said it wasn't her. And I, at that point, knew for 100% it was her because I hadn't taken a new client in 3 months. She was the only new client. The way that I 100% confirmed it was because I clicked on the Google review that she had left under the fake name. And she had also given the same lash salon that she was talking to me about a 1-star review. I was like, girl, you tagged on yourself. So at this point, I'm like calling my business partner and I'm like crying because if you know, like if you are a business owner, you know how frustrating it can be when you can go bend your back for someone and then they just like throw it in your face. Mind you, this client is like 3 times my age. So then at this point,
whoa, yeah, that's a problem right there. When you're trying to take advantage of somebody who's younger than you, you're an asshole. End of story. I can't even imagine. I would be devastated. I don't know how old she is, but I would just trying to do something like that and having like a first bad review or something would absolutely devastate me. I mean, I remember when I got some of my first like hate comments or whatever, and I was like, oh, damn. It's still impactful. It still hurts you. And then what sucks is you kind of sit there and go like, oh my God, am I good enough? And your mind just starts running. I also want to let like small business owners know that even if you do get a bad review, just please know that I know who I am. I'm an empathetic, kind person. I know that I do the best that I can. I try and be just as amazing as I can be. Even if there's nothing wrong with something I'm doing, someone could just simply not vibe with my personality or me in general. And as sad as that is, some people kind of approach that when it comes to like service industry and will just be like really bitter and leave shitty ass reviews. You can't be perfect and you're not going to please everyone. So please remember that. But this is incredibly stupid in my opinion for that person to just be leaving just shit reviews, especially when the business owner is like trying and constantly trying to make something work. I do not like it when people still leave shit ass reviews when the business is like desperately trying to make something work and better. Oh my God.
I'm just trying to figure out what her actual name is. So I type in her phone number on Google and this is where shit gets crazy. Tell me why as soon as I put in her phone number in, it gives me a lash artist in my area. And it also gives me her Instagram. I go and look her up on
her client was a lash art. Oh, this is getting good. Whoa, wait a minute. She's lashing somebody. And this is also a lash artist. First things first, why the hell was she saying no to getting her lashes clean then? I feel like if she's older and has experience in being a lash tech, then if that is the case, then she would know that cleaning lashes is important. So my thing is she trying to set up this person for failure? Another idea. Is she trying to sabotage other fellow lash techs because she wants to be like the best one there is? Oh my God. See, when I don't think that someone could be this creative and screwing someone else over, I am quickly surprised. Apparently, if y'all are business owners, you can have someone try and sabotage and do shit like that to you.
And she has me blocked from this account. So I'm on the phone with my business partner and she pulls it up and she is a lash artist too. We are looking through her page and it's all fake photos. We put in the photos into Google and every single photo pops up. Every single photo on her account is fake. Mind you, when she was getting her lash...
Oh my God, so she has a ton of fake photos to promote her lash business. So she's putting a bunch of like fake clients and customers, I'm assuming. But by the way, I'm telling you right now, if you have someone like this, if you deal with a situation like this, and if you have someone messing with you and is faking their work like that, you have every right to post that on social media. Like, I think that's totally fine to share because it protects everyone. And this is why I personally think talking about stuff like this is good because it helps protect customers and business owners alike, clearly.
She was in with me. She was saying that she has a cousin in Houston that wants to buy my supplies. The cousin is her. So at this point, I'm just like so confused. I'm honestly like scared because I'm like, this person knows where I work. And it was just like an unsettling feeling. So then I called the lash studio that she left a 1-star review on to try to figure out her name because I still don't know it. They tell me that it's the same person. They confirm it for me. They also say that they know that she's using a fake name and that person used a fake name with them too. And she basically tells me that she was like, screaming at them, yelling at them, being really aggressive. Basically the same thing she tried to do with me, she did to them. So then I had pulled up her Instagram from my friend's phone and I noticed that she was following people that like I was meeting from TikTok. And I noticed she followed like 1,000 people in the exact same order as it is in my following list. And to this day, she's still doing it. And I have proof of that. So back to when I call her, I basically tell her, like, look, I know it was you. And she goes, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, okay. And I said her business name. She was like, why do you want to start all this drama? You are unprofessional. And I'm like, you're weird. Like, at this point, I don't care about, like, professional. Like, you are actually a sicko. You're odd. You're very, very odd. And I told her, I was like, look, as a business owner, like, you shouldn't be doing this to someone else. She goes, I don't have a business. At this point, I start laughing.
I know I'm a hater to an extent, okay? I hate Tesla trucks. I do. Fuck them. The Disney adults that aren't normal. I consider myself a Disney adult, okay? But when we hit the levels of people that like are like horrendous to people that work at the parks and everything, you're a shit Disney adult, okay? Stanley Cups. That's the hater category. I'm a hater. Being that hateful to sabotage other businesses, what are you doing? Yelling at customer. Someone needs to shut her down. And again, if they're doing stuff like this, you have every right to air it out. I'm just saying, let people know exactly what's happening so they don't have negative experiences. I hate how there are so many people who don't feel like empowered to speak out when someone's trying to sabotage their business. Do it. That's literally why I talk about stuff on the internet, because I'm like, you might be nervous. I don't give a shit. I'm going to talk about it because people should not be taken advantage of. Customers and business owners are apparently getting taken advantage of by this person. And here's my thing. I don't think this is the first time that this has ever happened, like in general with this lady, but I don't think this is the first time that this has happened in like with the topic about like customers or someone sabotaging or trying to scam someone out of money. I've heard this with like hairstylists, lash techs, and so much more. This is just, I think, a problem that isn't highlighted as much because I do think some business owners are terrified of ruining your own reputation simply by talking about it. And I definitely think defending yourself, you have every right to do.
Because I'm like, you're such a liar. Like, you're fucking crazy. And then she's like, sorry, that's my puppy. Okay, so sorry, don't hate me. I'm gonna make another video because this is just like way too long. The reason why I'm gonna report her is gonna be in like the next slide because I've given her multiple chances. Okay, this is part 5 on why I'm reporting my client to the state board. These are her lashes in question. This is how she would come in for her fills every appointment. And again, the 2 lashes throwing gang signs in different directions. If you saw,
I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about lashes. There's no way in fresh hell that's a fill. There's no way that you would walk in and be like, I need a fill, and you have 2 just hanging on for dear life. You got Jack and Rose on the door hanging out.
the screenshot that I sent her, and I called her telling her that I knew it was her that left the fake review and that I know that she's a lash artist. So through all of this, I was finally able to figure out her name. And with her name, I looked her up in the licensing department and I figured she doesn't have one. While I'm on the phone with her, she keeps saying that it wasn't her who left the review.
Oh, so not only is she being sketchy, being an asshole, taking advantage of your kindness and time, doing the same shit to other businesses, she also is unlicensed? You know how I feel about that. Report that shit to the state now.
She has no idea who it was, and then finally admits that it was her friend.
Either way, she was a pain in the ass to you and she's unlicensed. I'm sorry. I do not like this whole let's be unlicensed and just goof off with our eyes. Stay licensed. This is safety, okay? If you hurt somebody, you can get sued. A million things can happen. Don't play with people's eyes or filler or anything of that matter without proper education and licensing. Either way, someone practicing like that, I think needs to be reported. That is not safe and appropriate. Do not be buying a bunch of lash supplies and then doing that, making a bunch of money off of it and taking advantage of people when you don't have credentials for it.
And with her name, I looked her up in the licensing department and I figured she doesn't have one. While I'm on the phone with her, she keeps saying that it wasn't her who left the review. She has no idea who it was, and then finally admits that it was her friend. While she continues to deny that she does lashes. And someone that went to school and someone that is proud of what they do, that knows they're doing legal work, wouldn't never lie about what you do. You'd be very proud of it. And then I call her out on blocking me on Instagram. She said she never did that. This person is a psychopath. They are a liar. They will do anything to tell the truth. So then I told her, if I hear one more thing from you, I'm going to report you. Fast forwarding why I'm reporting her. On 3 different occasions, I've had clients tell me that they had went to her in the past or they had no idea who she was and they booked with her. She talked about me the entire appointment. This 40-plus middle-aged woman talks about me to my clients the entire time they're there. And I've honestly had it because when they tell me what she said, it's all lies. And she says that she doesn't like my products. She says she doesn't like my work. And this is what we're working with here, as you can see. I am not someone that usually would ever do this. However, I have given her a lot of chances. I was in the hospital a couple weeks ago, and knowing that, she continued to just badmouth me to a client that was only going to her because I was hospitalized. And this client had no idea But when she told me, I was like, yep, you're done.
She did make a response video discussing about what, there were some comments actually saying like, what's her end game to ruin your business? And here's the thing, either way, I just want everyone to know that if she's spreading misinformation, and you can go at that. I hate it when people feel scared of assholes on the internet. I want people to feel empowered to look at what they're experiencing and go, I don't deserve this. I have every right to talk about it, because they feel fine talking about it and saying a bunch of bullshit that's not even true and damaging your reputation. Then yeah, you have every right to speak up about it. Also, most people are not getting lashes for $30 to $40. That's not remotely what happened. So the fact that she kept getting a good deal, that's gonna make me mad. So what have we learned today, everyone? Big moral of the story here is, one, we learned that this person was taking advantage of a business owner. If you feel like someone is messing with you in your time, or you guys just don't vibe, you have every right to be like, hey dude, we don't really work that way. I'm gonna have to say and recommend you to someone else. That's literally so valid. Oh my God, if you're working for yourself, you have a right to control who you do and don't work with. If also, second, if trust your gut, if someone doesn't feel right to you and makes you feel uncomfy, taking advantage of you, say no. You have every right to say no. You are not a bad person. And if someone gives you shit for that, fuck them. Like truly fuck them. That's not appropriate at all. I don't get that. I don't understand that concept. Third of all, if you see people who are unlicensed causing absolute hell and havoc, they got the nerve. Report that shit. Report it very quickly, okay? Because that is incredibly dangerous on their part and problematic. I also think that if you guys have experiences like that or other stories, or if you see stories like this, literally send it my way, because I do think advocating for small business owners is very important. I know I talk about like victims of scams and other like just individuals and customers, but I do think that like maybe the business side isn't talked about as much, but I want it to be. Anyone that's getting taken advantage of or scammed across the board needs to be protected. And at the end of the day, I want, and this is not just for this topic, this is for anything. No means no. If you don't want to do something, if you don't feel comfortable, no is a full sentence, babe. You have every right to say, I don't want to do it, okay? I simply just don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with this. End of story. You have every right to just cut this shit off, okay? Hey girl, if you see this, you can send me her account. I just want to look. That's it. And by the way, finishing up with this video, if you guys have any other like submissions, illegal injectors, all that craziness, any other scams, sketchy topics, weird things that you see on social media, send it my way, because I just love talking about it in general. Yeah, that was it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Definitely don't forget to check out Lumi in the link in the description below and pin comment. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.